Good evening, everybody. My name is Martin Yafe, and I'm the Chief Program Officer at the Y of Washington Heights in Inwood. Tonight, it's my honor to open this event in which we will be showcasing a prestigious panel that will guide us through the modern faces of anti-Semitism. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to take a few moments to acknowledge the historical moment that we are living. In 1917, in the midst of a world upside down that was fighting the Great War, German Jewish refugees reached the shores of America, made their homes in Washington Heights, and took a stand by establishing one of the very first community centers in New York City, the Y of Washington Heights. During World War II, while many American Jewish men with broken English were enlisting to protect our country, the Y took another stand, and under its wing, it trained the wives of these brave soldiers and taught them English and offered them vocational support. In the late 1980s, at a time in which our neighborhood was called the crack capital, and in which buildings on the same block as the Y were being torched, the Y took a stand. Despite the many that felt it was time for the Y to shut down and leave, the same CEO that runs the organization today, Martin Englisher, decided back then to do the exact opposite. With the leadership of the Y, they invested in an affordable housing building that till today represents a beautiful home for 100 seniors and people with limited mobility. The Y has always been about taking a stand. And today, in the year 2021, the crazy 2020 and 2021, in the middle of the worst pandemic of a century, the same Y that has been taking stands in support of its community for over 104 years is taking yet another stand. Despite the challenges of social distancing, despite Zoom fatigue, and despite the enormous questions about when will this finally be over, the Y decided to establish the Norman E. Alexander Center for Jewish Life. Recognizing that Northern Manhattan had become the area with the largest demographic growth of Jews in all of New York, particularly among young adults and young families, this Y decided it was time to reclaim its role as a hub of Jewish life in our community, working side by side with the synagogues, with the leaders, those affiliated and unaffiliated, families and individuals, young and old, gay and straight, immigrant and native-born, with everybody to create a more robust Jewish experience. Some suggested, why don't we just wait until the pandemic is over? But that's just not who we are. We took a stand once again and decided that COVID was precisely the right time for us to open the doors of our new center and give our community a little bit of hope. Yesterday's commemoration of haShoah is a testament to that. Over 140 households from around our community came together to mourn. This activity was organized by a diverse committee that had members from each one of the many organizations, Jewish organizations in Northern Manhattan. This is why this is a historical moment for us, because once again, like 104 years ago, and like we will continue to do for the next 104 years, we are here to take a stand. I would like to thank the Norman E. Alexander Family G Foundation for their incredible support. None of this would have happened without you. And in the same breath, I would like to encourage everybody watching us today to consider supporting our new center. It is our goal to continue making history, taking a stand, and continue empowering our community for a more robust Jewish life.